Hello, friends. My name is Hari Om Vashisht, and today is day 31 of me building and learning to build Salesforce Agentforce on live broadcast. I'm evolving, I'm iterating, I'm learning to build agents, and I'm working behind a very specific goal of the year, and I'm anchoring and my actions, finding my patterns with the help of real world by finding patterns with the help of artificial intelligence. And there's a lot there's a lot that I need to learn. There's a lot that the ecosystem is evolving faster than I can imagine, faster than anyone can imagine. It's like the ecosystem that's more than we can imagine, and that is where the collaborations make magic. I mean, of course, an individual can make magic. Of course, the systems we build can empower a lot of others. So, when we collaborate with the right people, we empower each other a lot. And that is the philosophy I think I have been believing very often now. And I'm going to share my screen from here. So, what I'm saying is there's a lot that is happening. Let's build. Okay. Um, so I'll start with the goal of the year. That my machine is slow. Okay. Um why I'm starting with the goal of the year? Because that's my anchor. That's the project I'm working on. That's the direction I want to work towards. And this is more like a uh, beyond me goal. It's like it's a goal that kills my ego. I have an ego, of course. So I don't play in the zone that I am good at. I always step out of the zone that I am good at, and I keep learning and keep learning and keep learning and playing with the context. So my context is very unique. Everyone has a very unique context, right? And my context actually says that keep learning. I mean, there's no other way of building, of living. Actually, that's a lifestyle I want to be living in. It's like, dude, uh, like my heart, my soul, my all the parts in my body, all the elements, all the neutrons, protons, anything that there is and that there is not, the dark matter within my body. Uh, Pushes me to step out of the comfort zone in the professional environment. Of course, in the other areas also, I try to keep learning. But I think there is, you know, chaos that it creates, right? Too much learning is not manageable. The family, the surrounding may not be able to manage all the chaos, but professionally, it's all about the chaos we can manage. Oh my God, the philosophy I'm bringing in on the platform is very seriously this homepage of my blog, home unfinished innovations llp, which is like the home of nothingelsematters.com. That's the project, that's the domain home I've been surviving on, actually experimenting on ever since 2010, when I just came out of my engineering college, and I had to look at the universe in a with an open mind. Wow. Someday, sitting in an afternoon on some level of some unknown random building, I bought this domain name. Okay, so there are a lot of stories about me. There are a lot of chapters I have documented in this section on the homepage. So I have divided my life in the form of chapters. Okay. Uh, Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16. There was, so I divided it into phases. Then I came to phase 2, which I I'm now focusing on generating revenue. So there are chapters meant for generating revenue 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Today we are in chapter 21.2, and I'm not going to finish this chapter anytime soon. There's a lot behind this project. There are a lot of philosophies, foundations, and now every other book I have read, every other system I have learned to build. Maybe basically all I know is iterations. Okay, so coming back to the topic of the session, that yesterday's session was looking at data. Um, that is the banner I created. That is the thumbnail I created for my video. So I'm not going to be explaining the evolution of this live project series in last 30 days, but until yesterday, I've been following a template, and I'm going to shut this tab. This is the YouTube tab. So what I'm saying is that until yesterday, I've been managing everyday sessions on my Notion home, where I'm publishing all my everyday activities in a public dashboard. But the but my activities until yesterday were not aligned towards my goal, and today that's what I'm anchoring to. So this is the yesterday's notebook with the checklist and everything else. So I only wanted to copy the action items from here so that I keep them and evolve them. I also want to automate some part of it, but the template I built until now is now like almost discarded, but it actually acts as a foundation for my work from now on, right? So it's the real part of evolution that helps us evolve. Iterations and version management. Wow. Okay. So there are some things I want to pick up from yesterday's session, and this is like a part where I have not understood how I'm going to do that. Uh, so everything else is like a summary, and I understand that by heart, maybe at least from the yesterday. Uh, Important part is the to do and the pivot, not the pivot, right? So only the to do is the important part. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to move to the next page. So this is the database where I'm managing everyday activities. I did not. So I am. I put a filter for the month of April, and I think I will be able to manage all my upcoming sessions in the same database, right? Before this, I was doing it monthly. For January, it was like very random, and I'm not going to do the storytelling at the moment. Let's not digress. Let's anchor every action towards the ultimate goal. So my goal, like I want to still pick up that thing. My goal is to generate $1 million for my clients in this year, which actually meant that every minute of my year is about $2. It's worth about $2. This is beyond my imagination still, because it's about four. It's the fourth month of my journey, January, February, March, and we are sitting in April, and there's no revenue yet. So there's about like I don't know, huge revenue loss, and I'm going to cover that hopefully. All we need to do is iterate, right, and use the superpowers we have. So let's see what we can do in daily iterations. So that is the topic of the day. Can your Salesforce system actually answer your customer? That's the anchor of the session today. Today, I'm going to be talking about, can your Salesforce system actually answer your customer about your business? Questions related to your business from the documentation. That's the core of my messaging, of my knowledge that I'm putting out today, because I've built an agent to actually do that, to answer the questions related to uh, the business, the documents related to the business, right? So I know the mistakes I made, and it's like a It's like a classic wax on wax off activity that when we learn something, we build something to learn as an engineer, as a builder. We try to build something to learn about it. So now I'm building my this is my second agent. First one is like about out of picture on a parallel track, not really being iterated and designed in depth. I'm not sorry. Yes, I wanted to look at the second agent I built. So this agent deeply understands the project it is built on. So when we build an agent, what do we do? What we have to do is we need to decide the goal of the what should I say? We need to be carefully designing, pick up and um, picture the business, right? Understand the business for which we are building an agent, right? This is a basic Notion page website. It's a, it's technically a discipline program. That is another business of mine, which is in a very MVP mode. Like I'm not actually expanding on it yet. Um, very deeply so that although I'm expanding, but my speed is slow. So I would say comparably slow because today people build businesses in days, and this website has been here like about 2 years now. Okay, so going into the depth, I needed an agent. I needed a platform to build an agent. So this is the platform I'm using to build my second agent as a portfolio element, and this is the agent I have built. This is an agent for a force agent that actually only answers the questions related to the project. And I stupidly just exported this Notion page into PDF and submitted all that on the data library on my Salesforce account to answer the questions related to this platform. Although it does that, but I know that the chunking is not done so very well. It's not the documentation, the data library document is not designed in a way that it will answer the questions carefully. Although I have not found the question it's not answering, so I'm still in a mode to test my agent. So let's just look at it, right? Um, Tell me about the author. So these are some questions I have been testing. I have tried generating like test cases, which is the great part. Also, I have written the specs for this agent. So I have not been able to test this agent um, with respect to the specs I wrote. And that is the process I think where I need help, where I'm looking forward to working with some people in the industry in a way that I pick their interest on live broadcast. I build with them. I learn from them. I mean, why not? There's a there's a thing that comes up in a way that there's a something. Okay, we'll have to wait. One is um, this agent is there. I built it with the real business case to consider, and I had the business, so I used that. Now this agent, and I know the issues behind this agent. I know it doesn't create a ticket in the system. I know it should save the conversation for the system behind it, so that I can review the conversations with the agent and um evolve the same like what people are asking. I need to know as a system designer. I don't know yet how what conversations are people having with my agent. Whatever the question I ask, whatever the question you will ask on this agent in my system, I will have no idea because it's not designed, architected in a way to actually do that. I tried it and I broke it and I had to delete that version. Okay, now what about this, right? So let's jump a different rabbit hole. Now, yesterday I worked on similar project to talk about chunking, but today I'm going to be more specific, right? I built a framework with the help of, again, ChatGPT, but I'm not actually following it like word to word. I will pick up some things. So this is the message what that I'm here for, and who's my ideal customer profile. I want to be very specific about this. Um, these are the builders who are looking for expanding their teams. That's my ICP. Mm. Uh, who handles the case, which document they find, or who they interpret it, how they interpret it, right? So the question is, if you are working on Salesforce system right now, especially handling customer queries, let me ask you something. When a customer asks a question, are you confident your system will give you the same answer every time? That's the right question to be asked. Because let's say this agent is there, and it's not answering the question, or it says, let's say it answers the same question every time differently. Damn, it goes like, oh, every customer is getting a different picture of the product, right? It's like screwed up system. Hmm. So if the system is not architected in a way to work like this, let's look at this. This author, the author of the discipline program for kids is Hariom Vashisht. That's my name. And if I ask this same question one more time, let's try again from the incognito window. What do we do? Okay, so I'm going to load the same question, like same agent in an incognito window, and I'm going to ask the same question once again. Da-da-da. Let's see what it says this time. Is my agent designed to answer? I can help you understand the digital program. Let me try again. This is the first message it sends. So my message got sent before it's on first, like moment it picked up its own consciousness. Hey, this is before this time it wasn't even conscious. Unconscious agents. There's no concept like unconscious agents. So I'm recording my session on my Notion Android app. I'm going to ask it to make a to-do item which I just talked about, which I don't even remember right now. Okay, so I'm going to copy the to-do list to-do list which I picked up from previous day's sheet, and although this is what I shouldn't be doing on live broadcast, so but yes, I improvise. Oh, okay, wait a second. So yeah, these are the tools we are using to build our ecosystem, and I'm not going to focus on all of them. Like it's like a backlog I want to build carefully now. But does it even make sense to have a backlog in Notion? Come on, it's a software engineering project, right? I think it needs to go from here to Git, and I should be optimizing for all these items, like somehow speeding up my evolution, iterations, and everything I do with the help of some agent that can empower me. I have not been using like superpowers of artificial intelligence in this project very well yet. I have been using Notion AI to summarize my meeting, create a to-do list. It was all the foundation element. It wasn't really working well. Now that I'm anchoring my project towards careful goals, let's go deeper, right? So now my agent is answering the same question in same way every time. That's what I believe, and I have another to do item like to actually test my agent. So this is the session which I have done once, but I need to go deeper into it in a way that I don't even understand. It's like I need to learn a lot. I know that, right? So these are the elements that I am facing problem with, which is not helping much. It's like this is the element I need to prioritize maybe, because this is what gives me leverage. But I am also looking forward to some collaborations to speed up the evolution. Okay. So it says redesign project description. Yeah, this is the improvement in my agent, and I need to log it in a very careful way. Send framework to prospects once built. I am already sending my project to prospects, so I keep on doing that. Maybe I I should design this in more careful format. So yes, that's the next to do. That the task to send this evolution of project as a framework for collaboration to the system integrators in the industry should be more structured. So use AI enabled content generation systems to plan more carefully. Thank you. Thank you, Notion. I think I'm going to be saying thank you to Notion for some long time. This is the first time I'm paying for the monthly Notion product. 2,200 rupees. That's too much actually, but it's a good enough. It's worth $1 million if it works as expected at least. My desktop app didn't work. So that was the question. If you are working on a Salesforce system right now, especially bundling customer queries, handling customer queries, when the customer asks a question, are you confident your system will give the same answer every time? That is the thing I'm picking up as a proposal. So if that's the case, if you want your customers to get the answers carefully from your system, the same answer every time, like factually, we need to design an architecture to respond to those things with the help of data library. And I think I'm skilled enough to do that, but there are areas that I don't understand. If there are people in your system who can enable me to actually work with you, I can build wonders very carefully every day. This is like my method of thinking. I want to expose the way I think very carefully, very vulnerably. Also, I would say, like not really carefully because I don't get into the habit of thinking too much before exposing myself. I am what I am. I just expose myself like an open book. Turn any page and I am right there. I may fail, but I will keep trying. I'm an I'm a story of evolution. So I will come back to a lot of theories and philosophies. Uh, Coming back to the depth. So we need to know who handles the case, which document they find for each question, right? Or how they interpreted this real conversation. Hmm. Uh, that's where the real conversations happen. And I have a about 55-page thesis that I wrote for my first agent on the topic conversations. So every conversation is a scientific event that needs to connect so many million elements to be true. So it's not a one prompt thing to build a system that is reliable. You don't build magic, right? At least meaningful magic. Okay, at least until today, because so-called artificial intelligence is evolving so fast that we don't even know what is happening, and what is going to be happening soon. Okay, so on the surface, what happens is that customer keep asking the same question, but your team answers differently depending on who replies. Or even if an agent is answering, it shouldn't be answering the same answer differently. Hmm. So the structural problem we are looking at is the system issue is not your business doesn't have answers. It is that your system doesn't know how to answer. System needs to be architected to do that, right? And humans will fail. Don't rely on humans. Just rely on humans to build systems. You don't rely on humans to take care of your customers at scale. You may build systems, you may build relationships with some people, but not millions. And that is where the superpowers of artificial intelligence comes in, right? um, so I'm going to be talking about building, and the layer 4, that's where the actual things come in. We are saying when the lot of people are answering the same question differently, that leads to confusion, delays, inconsistent customer experience, and some even lost trust, lost business. Um, what else? There's a lot that gets lost, right? People often do not come to the projects or platforms or systems or people who are not trusted. If there's a different answer every time, I will not go back to asking the chat GPT for or maybe this is not the right really carefully, because I don't get into the okay. What I was saying, um, I went on testing the broadcast on my phone. So coming back to what we have is uh, your business depends on people explaining it instead of the system. So I sometimes lose cues like that. At some point, your business depends on people explaining it. If they are doing it at scale, you lose. Build a system, boys. Build a system, friends, I should say. Let's build. I'm here to build with you. If you're interested, I mean, let's chat. What else we can do? Like, all we can do is design an experiment with a clear hypothesis. And this broadcast has a very clear hypothesis that there are people looking forward to people like me. What else is there to exist? Like, existence is a human existence is basically a mesh of so many architectures that not everyone can tread the chaos of the humanity equally, right? But if I have to simplify that, not everyone can manage chaos at scale. Not everyone loves to manage chaos. Not everyone can manage chaos and like turn it into a beautiful symphony, right? That is where my intrinsic sense of building comes in. I always step into the areas that I don't understand. Oh my god, and that's actually scary for a huge part of the humanity, and it's beautiful for only a few. I'm one of them. Chunking is something that I don't understand yet, so I am uh, putting this into an architecture that brain in a map that tells me, yeah, this is what it is all about. So what I learned in my session yesterday until today is maybe here and here. Wait a second. So PDF is not the right format of having a data library. If it evolves, you don't manage the wait a second, you don't manage the version thing carefully. You don't PDF doesn't have a intrinsic structure, right? It's not designed for version management, right? So the concept that is building in my head is I'm going to probably keep it, use it like a, hook for the session tomorrow. That I actually wrote it here. I will pick it up from here. Okay, wait a second. I want to jump some things. No, 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 no. I want to be very specific, but I say okay. That is why I am scrolling. Are PDFs really that dangerous for building a data library? Although ChatGPT says no, but the context, when you understand the context, when you understand the elements, it makes total sense that PDFs are dangerous for building a data library. And why? Right? The unit of meaning is not really clear in the PDF, the file structure. It's not about the file structure, but it's not easily editable, right? You don't do a lot of changes in a PDF. You make some changes in a very clearly editable file, then you convert it into a PDF, right? So it kills a lot of things that can be there in various other file formats that PDFs do not support. So I want to be very dramatic about this, that PDFs are dangerous for building a data library. And I can be wrong. There can be context that it doesn't make sense. But in general, that's the point I'm trying to make. And I'm a very opinionated person. Um, like recently, I built this theory that any work meeting without a meeting assistant is like stupid. It's useless. It's not. It doesn't make sense. Why should we have a professional work meeting without an AI assistant to take notes and summarize that all? Okay, so PDFs are not designed for this, right? They force artificial chunking. That's not required. They collapse context, and that's the chapter we are living in. Let's not jump cues. They are static, your system is not. Okay, so my next question was, I am still saying they are dangerous file types. Real problem, not file type, it's a structure. So it says JSON, Markdown, or YAML. These are the file types that should be preferred, right, to maintain the documentation of the business. And that's what I'm going to do with my documentation of my project. So that's my another to do item for my Notion meeting note taker. And maybe that's all for today. I'm going to jump off from the session. I'll be coming back. We'll be learning and building live, and I'll be talking to my ideal customers through face to face. It's like, imagine you are the customer I'm looking for, or if you are the customer I'm the looking for, I'm the person you need to help you simplify the mess in your system. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll come back where I started from. That's all. Thank you. Have a good day. Good night. See you tomorrow. Ta-da.